coach. Try to work it out, see if there's just some sort of misunderstanding. You know, it's, without the communication, that can perpetuate some issues at times. So your son goes to a coach, is not satisfied with the response. Your son should talk to the varsity coach. If he's a lower level guy, he should ask the varsity coach to sit down with his coach and him, and again, discuss what's going on, see if we can work through it. If we're still not satisfied with the result, then a parent can request a meeting with the coaches. But the important part is that the student athlete needs to be present at this meeting as well. Okay, because again, for communication's sake, sometimes what comes home and is told what's going on is not exactly, you know, the truth. Like I was saying, his story, the other guy's story, somewhere in the middle is the truth. That a lot of times is what happens when you get everybody face to face. You know, sometimes then they'll say, oh, okay, yeah, that really didn't happen. This is more how it happened. We solve any issues a lot better this way by having everybody together. And again, these meetings aren't just going to be to come in and say, why is my son not playing? My son should be playing more. Okay, those are not issues that we're going to meet about. It goes back to the respecting your son, you know, treating him with respect, any issues along those lines. If you guys, after meeting with the coaches of the program, aren't satisfied, then that's the point that you give me a call. We'll sit down all together, okay, and then we'll work through it. But please, I ask you not to make me the first point of contact, because I'm not in the practice every day with the coaches, with your sons. And they know much better what's going on. You know, if there's behavior issues, things going on, I wouldn't know what your son's attitude is in practice, how hard he's working, different things like that. So don't start with me. I'm the last point if we're not able to work out any issues through the steps that we're following. Again, very important, do not approach coaches after a game. Emotions can be too high. Okay, sleep on it, and then we talk the next day. Don't skip any of these steps. And again, the playing time is not something that's up for debate. That's at the coach's discretion. Okay, it goes back to treatment, or if your son wants to go and talk to the coach to see, you know, what he needs to do to improve, that's an appropriate conversation. Another area I just want to provide some brief information for everybody is on the collegiate recruiting process. It's never too soon to start talking about it. You know, even for the freshmen, it's good to know guys that are juniors and seniors really should be ramped up in this process if you have aspirations of playing your sport in college. One thing is you guys as student athletes and the parents need to be actively involved in this, all right? It's not just the coach's responsibility for him to go out and find a scholarship or find a college program for your son. Okay, they need to be doing the work as well. Our coaches will absolutely help along the way. You know, and a lot of times the college coaches will end up reaching out to our coaches to get some further feedback on your son. Okay, but the process needs to start with the parents, needs to start with the student athletes to get the ball rolling here. Start it early. You know, if this is something you think you want to do, start, you know, getting your name out there, visiting colleges, getting to any camps, combines, scouting days that you can to get your name out there. Don't rule out any schools in the beginning. You know, you don't want to close any doors because you don't know, what other options might be out there. So keep all your options open as you're working through this process. And then as you start getting down, have an idea of the schools that you really like, the level maybe that you fit at, then you can start ruling out some of those schools. Again, don't be afraid to initiate the contact. Reach out to schools. Do your research. And find schools that maybe they have a lot of seniors at the position you play, so you know they're going to be looking for guys in that spot. Or they have some scholarships open, whatever it might be. Find those schools. When you show initiative, that's a big sign to the college coaches, to get you on their radar. Obviously, you have to have the talent to back it up for the level that you're talking about, but it never hurts to put in a phone call. Coming from the student athlete is always a big thing, especially because the college coaches are limited in the contact that they can initiate. But if your son makes that call or sends an email, then that's a way to get around it. Like I said, search the rosters. And the big thing I think is, everybody wants to go be a D1 athlete, but the reality is not everybody is a D1 athlete. So don't get hung up on that. There are great opportunities out there at the Division II level, the Division III level, NAIA. Okay? There's lots of money out there for college, and I think for everybody involved in this process, the most important things for them is wanting to be able to play their sport in college and also trying to get some money off so it's not costing $50,000 a year to go to that school. Okay, so don't just get hung up on the D1, explore those other options and understand that there are schools that are great fits for our student athletes at those other levels. Last couple things here before we wrap up and we send everybody off into the separate sport meeting. Communication, again, I touched on that. It's something that, I strive to constantly, I want to get better and better with our communication from the athletic department to the parents. If you guys ever have any feedback, ideas, suggestions on how we can better communicate, please let me know. That's important for me to make sure that we're staying in touch with you guys. One big way, a spot that you can find a ton of information, most up-to-date schedules, any latest news, announcements, is on our athletic website. There's a link to it. You can go through the St. Lawrence website and find it on the quick links, or you can go on the athletic page and get to it from there. Again, a whole bunch of information. It has all those sheets we have out there tonight on the required paperwork. All that's on there. It has some other helpful links. They'll find schedules. You can get directions to our opponents. You can get email addresses for our coaches. A lot of times that's a starting point for you. Another nice feature for this is that you can sign up for alerts for the sport that your son participates in. So if we were to have, if your son's a golfer and we have a golf match canceled because we got a storm out there, we can put an announcement, we can email that announcement out, but you have to sign up to get that. But if you sign up, you'll get that right away with your email. The fact that almost everybody has email on their phone right now is great because it'll go out right away and you get that information right away. So I do encourage everybody going on and signing up for your sport specific updates that you'd like to receive through the website. Another way that the school is communicating and keeps trying to expand a little bit more is through Facebook. We do have a Facebook account. A lot of the teams have individual Facebook pages for the team, and also Twitter. The school has a Twitter account. Again, a lot of good information can come through that. And I'm also, once I teach myself to use Twitter, I'm planning on getting a Twitter account going for the athletic department so we can tweet out score updates, tweet out the same messages that we would email out. A lot of times we're probably more than kids on there getting those messages, but I know we do have some parents on Twitter, and I think it'll be a helpful tool for our alumni as well to stay in contact with us. Last piece then, we have available tonight, and we'll have it through basically the beginning of September, a little fundraiser that is just in addition to what's going on within the program. I don't want to step on the toes of any of our sports that are doing fundraisers for their sport specifically, but something that just again kind of supplements the funds we have as an athletic department to be able to spend on your sons. So we have a fundraiser where for $20 you get a gift checkbook that has $94 worth of pretty much their gift cards to local businesses, and you also get an NFL raffle ticket that you get 3 teams in the NFL for every week of the season, so 17 weeks. Your scores are added up, and the top score for that week wins $250. And then there's prizes for the top 4 scores and actually the lowest 2 scores. So 6 chances to win a week, 17 weeks in the season, and you get the gift checkbook with it for $20. Again, I'm not necessarily looking to sell them to you guys because I know you're trying to sell the fundraisers for your sport, but if anybody through their work, through their friends, in places you hang out, thinks that it's something that you'd be able to help us sell as an athletic department, I would appreciate that, and come see me and I'll get you some to help us out. But if you are interested for yourself, I do have some out there. Mr. Decker has some in the foyer that you can see here tonight as well. And we'll have them at the first football game, and we'll have them at various other events around here as well. At this point, before I send you guys on your way, again, I covered a lot of information. Hopefully everybody was able to kind of soak everything up. If not, refer to the athletic handbook. Feel free to contact me at any time. But are there any questions that I can answer for anybody right now? Yeah, maybe more department general questions rather than a sports-specific question, because the coaches can answer any sports-specific question. Yes, sir.
So going back to your term of passing grade, what defines a passing grade for athletics? A, B, C, or is it 70, 65, 75? What is the definition of a passing grade?
Sure, good question. So the question is, what is considered a passing grade for the academic eligibility process? And a D or higher is considered a passing grade. So we just consider the Fs, as the failures. And the grading scale, I believe, is 60, 10 points. So anything below a 60 is an F. Now, if parents want to set a stricter policy for their sons, we will honor that. The only thing is that we put that policy in place, we're going to go by that for the whole season. So we don't want you to, kind of backtrack and say no. So if you say if he has 2 Ds, I want him to sit out and get his grades up, we'll honor that. But then if it's a big game the following week, they'll say, okay, we'll go back to the school's policy. Okay, so that option is there if you would like to hold your sons to an even higher standing. So thank you for that question. Any other questions that I can answer? Okay. So the handbook is online. It's on the athletic website that I put the link to, and it also, if you go on the St. Lawrence website and go to the forums section, it will be there as well. It is somewhat lengthy, so rather than print it off and kill a bunch of trees, I think the best option is to just leave it digital, which we're trying to do with as many things as we can at the school, and kind of be environmentally conscious. Anybody else? Okay, again, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I apologize. I know it's hot in this gym. There's nothing we can do about that. This is the largest space that we have, so to accommodate everybody. Again, at this point, we're going to split up and have everybody go